I think you know what nickname I gave Farfetch, everybody. Hello, everybody. Chucking into 1000 and calling for duty. Welcoming you back to more Pokemon. Let's go, Eevee. In the last episode, we just basically explored routes 15 all the way up to 12, showing you all the trainers that you can potentially battle. That I actually didn't really show. Pretty annoying if you're doing it over and over again, and I will admit to that. But more importantly, we got a new Pokemon being Farfetch, and I gave her the nickname Daisy Duck after Donald Duck's girlfriend. Yeah, that's actually what I originally planned on doing. So anyway, this episode, as you can see, Farfetch is wanting to learn the move Sky Attack, which is 200 base power, 90 accuracy, that may also inflict the chance of putting flinch on your opposing Pokemon. And I obviously want to teach that to Farfetch because that is actually a really good move, but it can also backfire in some ways. And the reason why I say it can also backfire in some ways is because, well, you have to charge up on the first turn and then attack on the next. Okay? And obviously, yeah, I was basically training up my Pokemon by catching a whole lot of Magikarp. And I could only get Daisy Duck and Blade up to at least level 40, while everyone else was level 43. And don't worry, I did have Bruce, Evelyn, Nadia, and Lizard off the team, so I could do that training thing. Now anyway, I have actually battled all the trainers on Route 12, but I didn't battle this coach trainer. And before I battle her, that guy over there hidden behind the tree trunk, he is actually a trainer of interest. I had to battle him to get to the item over there, which contained a water stone. So if you had like a Pokemon that evolves with a water stone, that's where you find it. If you didn't explore the mart in Celadon City. But the reason why he was a trainer of interest is because he has an Electabuzz on his team. Electabuzz can only be found in one location, and we will be going there soon. But also, this guy over there, which is that Slowpoke trainer as you can see in the far distance, I honestly thought he was a trainer, but he isn't. He's basically a guy who teaches you the technique of a catch combo. Anyway, enough delay. Let's talk to this coach trainer and see exactly who she uses. And I'm also going to turn up the volume because we can't really hear the music much. Okay, she's got a Butterfree. Not really much of a trainer of interest per se with a new Pokemon, because we actually encountered one in Viridian Forest in episode 3. But we didn't actually catch it. But if you wanted to know more about Butterfree, it's good in speed, good in special attack, but it lacks in everything else. And another Pokemon that we can actually battle here, and we're going to be using Farfetch for this, Clefable, who is the evolved form of Clefairy. You need a Moonstone from Mount Moon if you want to evolve your Clefairy into Clefable. But my advice, don't do it unless your Clefairy learns the move Moonblast. Trust me on this. 55% accuracy and it hits it on the first turn. But there was actually a youngster, per se, that you can find in Route 12 who says that he was looking for a Moonstone. Well, he's obviously not been to Mount Moon. Great. We have a Dream Eater. Okay, we're gonna have to switch Daisy Duck out. I can't afford to risk this. So we're not gonna be able to show Sky Attack, but there will be a time where we do. Right, let's use our new move of Fire Punch, actually. Really? That is a 55% accurate move, and you hit with it successfully 2 turns in a row. Honestly. Actually, do you know what? No. No. Evelyn, we need you. Right. In case we didn't actually see this move, this is what Bouncy Bubble does. It's a damaging move that also heals up the Pokemon's HP if you've taken damage. But because we didn't take any damage, it didn't show a secondary effect. But that's what the animation of what Bouncy Bubble looks like. But at least now, we've seen the animation of all of Eevee's special moves. And let me guess, I think you're the trainer I was thinking you give me 5 Eevee candies, but it's actually going to be, yeah, TM59 Dream Eater. Which is honestly not a good move. I believe it's an 80 power, 100 accurate psychic special attacking move that is only to be used when your opposing Pokemon is fast asleep. Otherwise... Wait. Eevee, where did you get that bucket from? Looks like you wanted to play with the Magikarp you just caught. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I was catching nothing but Magikarps to actually train up my Scyther and Farfetch, but I don't know why you're saying that he's playing with a Magikarp I just caught, because I sent him to the Pokemon Professor. Come on, Eevee. Right, anyway. We're now entering Saffron City again, because this is actually where we need to be now. We have no reason to explore route... Well, we have no reason to explore through Route 12 and 8 again. We can just fly straight to Saffron City and show you a little something. Obviously, where you want to go for Saffron City to get rid of these Team Rocket grunts is to head inside the Sylph Co building. And we're not actually going to the Sylph Co building in this episode. Instead, we're going to be going in here. The Fighting Dojo. And we have a coach trainer over here. If you battle her, she will give you a TM that is actually similar to one of the TMs that the coach trainer in Route 15 gave us. And for those who don't actually remember what TM that was, go back a couple of episodes and watch it. Because as you can tell, they both start with a Machoke. Okay, Nadia is now level 44. Oh god, Electabuzz. Oh boy. We're gonna need to send out Nadia for this one. Well, I guess you're seeing Electabuzz in the LP by default anyway. So if you chose not to battle that trainer in Route 12 that I showed you in the photo, this will be pretty much where you first encounter Electabuzz. As a trainer. Right, low kick. That does damage varying on how heavy the opponent is. Thankfully we avoided it. And Electabuzz is dead. Well, not dead, but KO'd. Okay, so now that she's defeated, she will give us the TM for Thunder Punch, which is the electric version of Fire Punch. And I believe Nidoqueen can learn that. Yeah, but more importantly, so can Charizard. You might question me for doing this, but I'm teaching Thunder Punch in exchange for Slash with Charizard, because it actually covers his weakness of water. And we don't really want to keep switching into Nadia to use Thunderbolt all the time. Okay? Now, in the Fighting Dojo, you have these black belts. You have to defeat all 4 of them before getting over to the guy in the far back who is standing in front of 2 Pokeballs. So obviously we're going to be battling these guys. I think they all have only 1 Pokemon each. So just bear that in mind. I wish they actually did it in a double battle, but no. Because we was in clear sight of both of those trainers. It should have been a double battle, but it's like, nah, we'll give him a chance. We'll make it a single battle. When really, that's not a good move. Alright, right, we'll use Brick Break here. Oh god, that's gonna hurt. Well, at least on the plus side, Scyther survived it. And of course I get a notification on Facebook saying that you lot have not heard from me in a while on Facebook. When really, I very rarely post on Facebook anyway. The only time I do need to post on it is when it's actually vital information that you guys probably might need to know. Right, we'll switch Scyther out for Daisy Duck. You're sending out a Poliwhirl, who is the evolved form of Poliwag, who I believe we actually encountered in this LP with the Water type gym. But anyway, we're going to use Sky Attack, and you're going to use Bubble Beam. And I'll show you exactly just how powerful Farfetch is with Sky Attack. With no physical attack boosts, one-shotted the Poliwhirl. And believe me when I say this, even if that Poliwhirl was a Poliwrath, it still would have one-shotted. That's why I say Farfetch is an underrated Pokemon. And that you guys probably should give him a chance. Because I know, yes, he's not known to be the fast kind. And he's also not known to be defensive. But he does pack a punch. And he does deserve at least a chance to shine. Right, I probably might have to be careful with Machoke here. Because Machoke can actually learn Rock Tomb, and I think he might have it in his moveset. Or he has Submission, which is a recoil move. And yeah, even if that Machoke was a Machamp, which is the evolved form of Machoke by trading, that move still would have one-shotted. Good, you better give up. So there we go. We defeated those black belts. Of course, we'll use our lemonades. And of course, some of our super potions, so we're not wasting any. And then after we've defeated those 4 guys, you want to talk to this guy. I am the karate master. I am the leader here. You wish to challenge me? Expect no mercy. Yeah, I'll hand right admit, not really the best voice I ever gave him, but I don't care. He's sending out a Poliwrath. That's actually the Pokemon I was on about, the evolved form of Poliwhirl, who, believe me when I say this, evolves by a water stone. Right, here you go. Sky attack. And watch this one-shot him. That's of course if he wasn't using submission. Yeah, that's the only downside with Sky Attack, is that you can miss with that move. Alright, we'll use U-turn. And then we'll send out... we'll send out Gyarados, actually. Oh, I guess his submission missed. Right, we'll use Outrage. Honestly, I thought that was a critical hit. I'm not going to lie. Yep, you've been beaten. Indeed, I have lost. But I beseech you, do not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I will give you a prize fighting-type Pokemon. Yep, you remember Hitmonlee? That we caught in the Go Park Complex? Well, here's Hitmonchan. When you've defeated the Fighting Dojo, you are allowed to choose only one of these Pokemon. You cannot choose both. And since we selected Hitmonlee through the Pokemon Go Complex, we're going to select Hitmonchan. You want the piston punching Hitmonchan? And believe me when I say this, if you have Pokemon Go yourself and you've got more of them, if you have like 2 Hitmonchans and only 1 Hitmonlee, or 2 Hitmonlees and 1 Hitmonchan in Pokemon Go, my advice to you, before you enter the Fighting Dojo, trade the spare of either Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan to Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and then go to the Fighting Dojo and get the other one. Because believe me when I say this, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are a 1% encounter rate in a very, very late route. And you can't guarantee the fact that you'll be able to get it. Because believe me when I say this, when I went in this route, I received a Hitmonlee in the Fighting Dojo, but I didn't have a Hitmonchan. I wanted to find the 1% Hitmonchan, but I actually found Hitmonlee 5 times before I could find Hitmonchan once. So it was 5 Hitmonlees to 1 Hitmonchan. Yeah. So anyway, that's basically all we've got to do for this episode. I know it wasn't really much. It was just battling 2 coach trainers and then tackling the Fighting Dojo. But it's better than nothing. Next time on Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, we will be tackling the Sylph Co. in seeing why Team Rocket wanted to go over there. See you guys then.